Hello everybody! Welcome back to the Divinity edition! Done by SupernovaTiffy, that's episode 330! Done by IVATOPIA, that's me, episode 330! Yeah! Yeah!
Okay!
Yes?
Yes?
We're going to talk to Icarus. She's speaking.
From the fairy dimension to the
Okay, she's not speaking like that. Why, I see Master Zigzag has upgraded from his shabby little hut at the edge of the hour. From the fairy dimension to the space-time with a hunt out in one. What do you call this place again?
Ha! Is that so? It seems I have my share to learn about the magical world yet. The end of time. Well, suddenly your association with Master Zigzags makes sense. Well, I must say, it's no small relief to find myself in a safe haven among such allies. I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago, when your order was still cutting down so-called dark magicians by the dozens. Ours was a family of born sorcerers, you see. It was in our blood to interact with Source, but our parents were determined to curb the power within us. Still, their meekness wouldn't save them from the Source Hunters. We climbed high into the branches of a nearby tree, and before we could look away, our parents were cut down without ceremony before our door.
Alright, this skipped it again.
What?
They came on a quiet morning. My mother was wild with fright and commanded me to hide myself with Leandra outside among the trees. Even at our age, we knew not to question her. We climbed high into the branches of a nearby tree, and before we could look away, our parents were cut down without ceremony before our door.
The Source Hunters sauntered away, wiping their blades with pride. 2 more sorcerers dead, a job well done. From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, our fear and our desperation were so potent that the magic within us began to weave together. Our souls became forged together, our bond unbreakable. We would survive, thrive even, within those woods, never speaking to outsiders. Our soul forge meant that if one of us were to die, the other would instantly perish too. We kept one another close.
Oh, that's what they froze her then.
Leandra's capacity was enormous.
They're killing her.
Source didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark well with terrible regularity. I did my best to guide her, but she fast outgrew my admonitions.
So basically, we want to stop her. All we have to do is kill her right now.
Yeah.
Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. He was a feast of information, and she wouldn't rest until she'd absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered.
I don't know if it's me just clicking or what's going on, but it's...
You skipped again?
Yeah. My sister and I were married in a solitary existence, which among the trees when the Andalore came.
Okay.
And then Leandra especially couldn't leave him be, for he was fast in information.
A feast.
Thank you. And she wouldn't
Fasting information. What?
rest until she'd absorbed every bit of knowledge he offered.
But base impulse would undo us.
And it did it again. These days were spent on charms, hexes, and the like. At night, Leandra would wander off to practice what she learned, and Vandalore and I would settle into our quiet tasks. Side by side, we were a consistent trio, the 3 of us, but base impulse would undo us.
Yeah, quickly. So is Zandalore the wizard that she brought back with the source and let Jake die?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, that explains why she brought him back over Jake then. And which was her lover? Was it Jake or Zandalore?
Vandalore.
And that also explains why she brought him over Jake then.
Well, yeah.
She didn't bring the person who
Her
murdered
lover
him.
was murdered.
And she brought him back using Jake's essence instead of bringing the murderer back.
Yeah. She killed him to save
As
him.
you know,
Yeah.
Leandra and I were soul forged. This offered us a window into one another's souls. I knew Leandra had developed feelings for Zandalore, and she knew I had too. But it was me to whom he confessed his love. Those quiet evenings together had captured his heart, as they had mine. My connection to her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was as though some third entity, a parasite, were atop our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day.
And it did it again. Her heart broke the moment we announced our attachment, and I felt the pain of it as sharply as a knife. She fled without a word, and I didn't see her for 2 terrible years. My connection on her, our soul forge, grew weaker. It was as though some third entity, a parasite, were atop our souls, sucking the strength from it day by day.
I am. But there is more to our kind than they teach at your academy. Source isn't only blood and madness. It's like lightning, an exquisite current of great power. We sorcerers are like metal steeples. Source is drawn to us, and it flows through us.
Okay. What else? Why are you putting a face over there? What are you doing?
I drank this and it was a little bitty at the bottom.
Oh yeah, it was at the bottom. Mine was too.
You could have warned me!
I thought I did. I told you drink was bitty. Oh, that's the other drink. I forgot they both were. Okay, continue.
Thanks! I got long bits down my throat just now.
But what so many fail to understand is that Source can be controlled. The power-drunk through history have abused it, and all the world's sorcerers have borne terrible consequences. Tell me, Source Hunter, in all your hours studying the arcane arts, did your great masters ever suggest that perhaps not all sorcerers were evil? Did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were weak and gentle? That we could be simple forest folk healing the sick and frozen each winter?
That's the only thing what I don't like with RPG sometimes. You talk about stuff from your past that you never did in the game. So, like, I feel like sometimes they should have a little scene where that happened and you can make the decision and then you can turn around, yeah, they did or they didn't. You can say they did or you can lie about it or whatever. But sometimes I feel they go back too far. It's like, did they ever say that about you? And I'm thinking, well, in my version, my character's never been trained. We showed up on this job together. I didn't see the training.
I doubt also that they'd mention that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken soul powerful enough to inch all of Rivellon toward oblivion.
But I don't remember who trained me, so I got no clue. You didn't do that part of the game.
We must learn more about Leandra's plans. How many of these so-called Immaculates does she have in her palm?
Oh my god, why does it
and
keep
to what
doing
end
that?
is she directing them?
You've just got again.
I put, so you mean to blame Leandra for Leandra's doing on We Source Hunter? Sigh, no, that would be going too far. The eschewing my own responsibility. I believe Leandra long fell down, being at the hands of some of our own order, but it was I who sparked all of this. What's next? How do we stop Leandra? This one skipped a lot. We're a single order of business first and foremost. Leandra is gathering an army, and I fear we'll have to get through it if we wish to find her. But first we must learn more about Leandra's plan. How many of those so-called Immaculates does she have in her palm, and to what end is she
Your journey must begin
them?
in the Lacula mines, where she has been accumulating materials and manpower for a purpose as yet unknown. The way will be dangerous. Her allies are growing more powerful and numerous by the minute. But we must discover exactly what Leandra is planning, and why.
Is it the Macula Mines where the Death Knights are, where we've been ages and ages ago, and we can't beat these until we've got this special magic spell? So she's telling us we're going to do stuff we've already done now, because I guess we missed her out. Let's do remember them people. Well, have you met her? Yeah, we know her. Yeah, we do. Well, prove it then. Oh, crap. We've never found her yet! I feel that she should have been done first, then the mines and the stuff.
I feel like we gave up too soon on her area.
Yeah, we're out of order now, and that feels like they're backtracking. Now go and do this, and we're like, didn't we do this already? Yeah, we have. you want to tell? No, you tell her. No, just listen to what she says. Carry on. What's going to tell us to do what we haven't done? Or we have done.
Its own benefits, Source Hunter. Though our connection has weakened, I still see the occasional vision of Leandra's doings, the pangs of her deepest felt emotions, and flashes of her triumphs. One vision. I had thought it was only a nightmare, but now I see it was something much worse. Leandra is collecting materials, precisely what, I cannot say, and is hard at work shaping them into something... something sinister.
Deuterium, isn't it?
Her frustration
we already know this.
Only by her mirth. I can see she's growing closer and closer to achieving something...
What's her mirth? What's mirth mean?
Something dire. You must make your way deep into the mines to see exactly what she's planning.
We've done that, and we can't pass it.
I believe that our soul...
We actually need you to prove what your friend does.
I can only guess. The fraying of the bond between us has left Leandra adrift in a well of sorrow she truly believes will never end. What she needs is a
probably that dragon we've seen.
My hand out of this abyss. If our soul forge is repaired, I am certain she'll cease blazing this path of destruction.
I cannot kill you, don't kill her.
The terrible things she's done, but I can seek to understand them. With our soul forge in such tatters, I believe Leandra is adrift in the not at all inconsiderable sorrows of our lives. What's more, I sense a terrible force bearing down upon the bond between us. It is hungry, and it consumes ever more of Leandra's mind and soul. I cannot say exactly what this force might be, but I'm certain it's driving me out and driving Leandra on. The way may be treacherous, but you must get inside. I fear my sister is doing something dreadful so far from the light of day.
Yeah, we've seen it a few times to sit down, so yeah.
She also said if I could only repair the forge, I certain she'd put a stop to this madness.
Madness. Madness.
Blood. This is terrible news, Source Hunter. We already knew that Leandra was involved in blood magic, but if she's using her own as well... I fear she may be infusing something or someone with her own strength, her own soul. We must learn more about her doings.
I must tell you about what Leandra called the Forbidden Gulf.
She intends to summon Astarte, the Void Dragon, and overwhelm the goddess with an unstoppable army.
Oh yeah, dragon.
With Astarte gone, there will be nothing to stop the Void from consuming all of Rivellon. Our mission is greater than us.
I feel...
greater than Leandra, Source Hunter. It is a quest to save all of existence from eternal blackness.
Okay, go.
I feel that we should have rescued her, then gone into the mines, found out what happened, found out about the blood thing, come back to it, and now this is the next part she's telling us. Instead, she's just sitting here giving us everything, because we're like, well, we've done that, we've done this, we've done that, we've done that. Oh, you want to go? We did that last week. We did this, we did this.
Her plan must not succeed. Sister, what have you done? A family of Xandalor's servants? Why, yes. Yes, he spoke often of a faithful trio in his employ. He said he'd trust them with his life if it came down to it. Take this ring. It will mark you as my ally.
Finally! Yay!
Oh, Xandalor was not her lover, it was the wizard.
Either way, we can go back where we got stuck on now. So let's...
Wait, is this the ring that we used to open up the...
What?
The treasury?
I don't think so, but remember we got a thing that got open a portal to us, and we couldn't prove it. We knew it, because apparently we didn't. We have it now, so we want to go there. What was that? Lucia Forest, wasn't it?
No.
Oh, Phantom Forest. I'm thinking Phantoms. Waterfall, I'm thinking. I'm going to Waterfall. See if it's right.
Took me with you.
Okay. Yes, but it was at the bottom. We needed the shrine. We're in forest.
How can you play this game without rescuing the White Witch?
What?
It says, today, achievements. You have rescued the White Witch. 20% of players have this achievement.
Probably be... I'm assuming they haven't completed the game. So if you say 80% of other players have got before, like where we were before, like Richard stopped playing. So how many hours did we got into this game before we even found her? Actually, look, we need to end this episode anyway, but let me just save and we can look. 142. Actually, going to make 100 thingy, and then we'll end. Let me just save. IVATOPIA 143. Saved, and just very quickly save again. To tell me. Ooh, wrong button. In-game time. Okay, day 24. Okay, that's not that many hours. No. Does it tell you by loading the hours? Any chance? Oh, it's not giving me the full hours. But we know we've probably been in this game at least 90 hours at least. Minimum, haven't we? So our Steam is 118 hours right now. Yes, we died a few times, so hence saying 90 hours. The gameplay, and we haven't found the witch. We just found her. So I can see a lot of people up to 90 hours stopping playing it and not playing it no more. So hence 80% people haven't found her, because unless there's a way to do this without finding her, and we just didn't know the extra routes. So with that being said, we're going to end this episode. Please like, subscribe, vision it next time. Teleport to Tiffy quick. Bye everybody!